It's another beautiful day. Days like this, we're happy to be in the cab for sure. All right, we're back here at the rock pile. We've got our beautiful fashion statement on today. And check this out. It's kind of neat looking. Got some green and some red. Really interesting looking rock. Let's see if we can find a few more. That's pretty neat looking. These ones are some kind of, it almost looks like it wants to be wood, but not 100% sure if it is. It's got all the, looks like wood grains, but it might just be funky layering too. Now here's another one. Interesting. Look at that, all right in the same spot. That's a nice little one, but still. Now that it's rained a little bit, it's washed them off, so they're a little easier to see. Kind of cool. Different colors on it. That's a big red one. That would look pretty cool if it got cut. Same thing with this one. This is pretty cool too. Got some little red patches on it. Interesting. Ooh. I think that's another chunk of jasper there. Maybe some yellow jasper. That's an interesting one too. There's a little red one here. Pockets are full. Now we drop one. Hands are full. Oh. Got a few in there already. Drop the rest of them off if we can get them out of our pockets. That's interesting. It's like a leaf imprint right here or something. Ooh. That's super awesome. That's really pretty. Some little ones, kind of neat looking. A few more there. That one's got some crystal on the edge there. That's pretty cool. Hopefully that sun will peek out just a little bit more. There we go. Not the prettiest, but that's something. That's interesting too. Got some neat little veins in there. That'll be cool when it gets washed off. What's that? Huh. There's an orange one. That's neat too. There's a big one there. That's got some nice colors on it too. Pretty cool. How about that? That's a pretty good sized one there. A couple of nice chunks. And then what about this? Looks kind of woody. And another one. There's another one. Well, our bucket's full and I forgot to bring a second one, so we'll do one last look around and see what we can find. There's one right there. Not very big, but yeah. That's cool looking. That's a lot of cool lines and patterns in that. Super neat. That's kind of odd looking. That's cool. It's got a lot of weird veins in it. Some more cool patterns. That might be kind of cool if it gets cut. Man, there's another big chunk of that stuff. I don't really feel like hauling any of that back anymore. Maybe we'll grab it and chunk it off to the side. There we go. Save it for later. That's a nice red one. I think that'll do it down here on the rock pile for me today. Like I said, my bucket's full and I don't want to get my pockets all muddy, so we'll get these washed off and check them out. It's the second day, we're back, and sun's out a little bit. We've got 2 buckets today instead of just 1, so let's see what we can find. That's a nice looking rock. There's another nice smaller chunk. It's got some interesting patterns in it. Here's a red one. There's a lot of blue clay on this stuff. We tend to try and stay away from that layer because it gums a lot of stuff up, but sometimes you can't avoid it. That's interesting looking too. Weird little ridge in the middle. And our truck's back. Did a little schmoozing out of the floor. Now it's not quite as bouncy. Let's look for a few more rocks. Look at that. Right off the bat. Not the biggest one, but definitely a nice looking one for sure. Heck yeah. That's really cool looking too. I don't know what that is, but that's a really neat color. We'll take it. There's another interesting looking one. And of course, the sun went to go hide behind the clouds. Oh, that's pretty. Isn't that cute? That's got a bunch of different colors in it. That's neat too. I don't know exactly what these orange ones are, but they look pretty cool. A little red one. I'm surprised that got through the screen, to be honest. This one probably should have ended up in the 1.5 to 3/4. That's neat. You got some stuff on there. Ooh, some crystal in here too. That's interesting too. Got some veins running through there. Oh, that's wild looking. That looks like Jasper that really wanted to turn into an agate. Usually you see all the dimples on the agates around here. Strange. That's got some cool looking stuff on it too. And our truck's back. Nice chunk of petrified wood there. That's awesome. Got a lot of really cool looking wood grains in it. A little one. There's another chunk there. Oh, that's wild looking. You can see the black. That's a nice chunk of petrified wood. Funky shape, but looks really, really cool. This one's got a little bit on there. Most of it's just kind of muddy. There's a little guy there. Yeah, a little too cloudy to see it glow. That's pretty cool. Nice and smooth. See a few different things in there. This one's really interesting. It's got tiny little red veins in there. Looks like some more petrified wood here. Maybe even this chunk too. It's kind of hard to tell. They feel a little, this one feels pretty light. But that one's pretty cool. That's funky looking. This one too looks kind of weird. And our truck's back. Check these out. We got the rock hull washed off. There's some really, really neat ones in here. This one in particular, it's kind of a Jasper agate mix. Oh yeah, that's cool. This is the first time I'm really looking at these after I've washed them off, and man, that is sweet. As you guys saw, it was kind of too cloudy to really get a good glow test on some of these, but I'm really stoked about that one. And various others. Not the biggest one, but definitely got some really, really nice color in it. Another smaller one here. It's got a really nice flat side on this. I don't know. You can almost just barely see some of that fortification in there, but really neat looking one. And this one here, I have a feeling that this one broke. It's got a lot of crystal in the middle, almost like it wants to be a geode or something. But again, really light fortification lines. You can kind of see them up there by my finger, popping through. This one's got a lot of different colors on it. Really, really cool how this one looks. But I think this chunk probably broke off when it came off the screen and down the chute, because it's a pretty fresh break. And they do tend to kind of impact pretty hard when they hit the pile. Kind of a petrified wood area right in here. A couple of nice chunks. This one you can really see the wood grains on them. This one's gotten really, really smooth. Really neat patterns. Really, really cool patterns on a lot of this stuff. This one almost looks like it was a knot in a tree or a branch or something like that. And this one I know we highlighted when I found it, but it looks a lot better after it's cleaned off. Again, it's got that black poking out. It'll be really interesting to see what the inside of this one looks like. This one's really cool too. If I could cut it going this way, kind of against the grain, I think that it would end up looking really, really cool. It stands up already on its own too, so this one here, very obviously wood. I mean, this even feels like wood, even, you know, more so than rock. But it looks really, really cool. And this last one here, I know when I picked it up, I said it was a really cool color. And now that it's cleaned off, it's got a shine on it like it's Jasper. But it's got a wood color to it, so this is one that I'm going to deep clean a little bit more. Like I said, this is the first time I'm looking at them after I've washed them off, so this one could definitely use probably another bath. Oops. Kind of a bigger chunk here. You've got that chalcedony band kind of in between the two little patches of host rock. We're not getting a whole lot of light through that. I was hoping we would, but that might be cool to cut cross sections out of that one. Here's another agate. You can see those cool, one little bit of a pattern right there. Glows really nice. This is kind of the Jasper, or at least red rock area over here. I think I found kind of some more yellow Jasper too, some stuff like this. It's already really nice and smooth. Yeah, probably not that one, but maybe that there. Pretty smooth and shiny already. And this one's got a mix of both reds and yellows. I think this one would look really, really good tumbled. So it'll probably go in the tumble pile. But these ones, this one's definitely got some shine to it in certain spots. And this, just like we said in the, well, it could also use a bath, it looks like. Like we said in the last rock pile video, this one's probably a little too big to cut on my saw. I could probably go, you know, like this way with it, but I would almost rather go this way. Get a lot more bigger chunks and cooler chunks out of it. But it'll go in our saw later pile. Another interesting one here. This would be another one that would be cool to cut little cross sections out of. And some of these too, like this one, I mean, it really looks like it wants to be wood, and it might be, but well, now that I look at it a little more, this actually might be some wood. But there's some others, like this, it's got like a wood grain pattern on it, but I think it's just strange layering. And kind of the same with this one too. It's got wood grain looking stuff going this way, down here, but then it wraps around. It's not all going the same direction, so that's what's making me think that it's probably just layers. But a super interesting rock anyways. It's pretty neat. And back here, we've just got various larger rocks that looked kind of cool. Again, most of these, I think I'd probably just cut just to see what's inside. This one's got some red poking in and out every so often on it, so it would be kind of neat to see what it looks like on the inside. But that one I could probably get away with, because if I kind of fudged it up on my little 7-inch blade, it probably wouldn't be a huge deal. But this one too, it's got all these bumps on it, and it's got a lot of iron coloring. Where we were digging last summer, we kind of hit a layer where everything was orange. And so you could see on that big stockpile that I was scooping out of, sort of an orange layer. A lot of it had washed off in the rain and had been eaten out of the pile already. But you could really see kind of an orange layer across a particular part of that pile. It was really neat to look at. Here we have some miscellaneous small ones. These ones were obviously not in the pile, the big pile that I was looking at, because these would have been screened into a different size. But this one actually I did find on that pile, and I'm really surprised that it got through there, because it should have gone through the screen. So it must have bounced off a big rock or hit the bars on the screen long enough to just bounce out. But it looks really cool. Got a nice glow to it. And it's got those little, what do they call those? The bots, the botroidals. Look like little pimples in there. But they're all shiny and they look really cool. Pretty neat. Here in the middle, we have miscellaneous sort of middle sized rocks. And this one here is another one that's got a lot of really cool shine on it. A lot of stuff that looks like chalcedony, and it is it's got a lot of different colors in it. I think we'll take this one and give it another deep clean too. But it would be really cool to cut layers off of, just to see what the inside of it looks like. Because the outside, as you can see, has been pretty beat up. Lived a bit of a rough life. So might give it some new life and make it into a few more rocks than just one. And in the back row here, we've got some more big rocks that just looked kind of interesting to cut through. This one looks like it's already broke. I was kind of squeezing on it earlier, and I could make that, you could kind of see that crack flex back and forth just a hair. So we're going to be a little careful with that one. That's probably honestly some leverite where you found her. But it looked pretty neat when it was wet. And we had room in our bucket, so why not? This is another interesting chunk. To me, this almost looked like it wanted to be some wood grain. Not 100% sure if it is. It's probably not, because the rest of it really doesn't look like wood at all. But again, looked really, really nice when it was wet while it was raining, so we picked it up. I think these last two here that I want to highlight is this big chunk. And you can even see some lines in there. I don't know if you can see on the camera, but it does have crystals on the outside of it that are really, really small. You can kind of see them. Little speckles just barely catching the light. Again, another one that would be really cool to cut. I could probably cut part of this rock if I cut this way, but once I got back into here, it'd be a little big. And then this one I thought was super awesome. Now, like I've said before, my geology knowledge isn't the greatest, but to me, this looks a lot like some yellow jasper. It's got that really smooth finish on it and that really glossy shine like you see a lot of jaspers have. And it's got that really nice yellow color. Again, it's been beat up a little bit. It might not be completely jasper, but another one that I really would like to cut into and see what the inside of this thing looks like. And this is a pretty good chunk. You know, we don't, this size rock and maybe a little bit bigger like this, you know, this is probably a 3 to 5 pound chunk. The biggest rocks that we normally see where we mine are probably like anywhere from maybe 5 to 8 pounds. Very rarely do you see anything over 10. So this is pretty cool. Super happy that I was able to spot this thing. I'm going to pick through these rocks one more good time just to find the ones, like I said earlier, that I kind of want to clean off a little bit better because they're still a little grungy and grimy. And we will get them sorted out into their respective sorting piles. I think I'll leave that out of this video. I'm going to leave them here a little bit longer just to let them dry. We might get to that tomorrow. But appreciate everybody watching. If you did like what you saw today, feel free to give her a big old thumbs up. And hopefully you'll stick around and we'll catch you on the next video.